You know that feeling, right? That sudden, overwhelming urge for one specific food. It feels totally impossible to ignore. But what if you could actually understand that urge and maybe even get a handle on it? Well, today, we're diving into the new science of how to hack your hunger.
Just take a second and imagine this brownie is sitting right in front of you. You can smell that warm, sweet chocolate. You see the fudge practically melting. You can almost feel that rich texture, that incredible taste. Your mouth starts watering, maybe your heart even beats a little faster. That feeling? That is a craving.
So why does a picture of a brownie have such a powerful hold on us? It's a question we've all asked ourselves. And the answer, it turns out, is way more complicated than just having a lack of willpower. It's really about how our brains are wired and, just as importantly, the world we're living in.
To really get this, we have to start by looking at our surroundings. It turns out the world is constantly sending us these little signals that trigger those powerful urges, whether we realize it or not.
You know, some researchers actually call it a toxic food environment. We are just surrounded by cues for these super high-calorie, not-so-great-for-you foods. I mean, think about it. TV commercials, billboards, the ads in your social media feed, they are literally everywhere, and they are designed to do one thing, make you want stuff.
And this number, wow, this really puts it into perspective. Way back in 2014, food companies spent $1.28 billion just on advertising snack foods. That's a massive, coordinated effort to make sure these cues are a constant part of our day. And you can bet that number has only gone up since then.
Okay, so how do these ads and jingles actually get into our heads and become so darn powerful? It's not magic. It's a learned response, and it's rooted in some pretty classic science that explains exactly how our brains forge these connections.
You've probably heard of Pavlov's dogs, right? He'd ring a bell, then give the dogs food, and pretty soon, just the sound of the bell was enough to make them drool. That's Pavlovian conditioning. And guess what? Our brains do the exact same thing with food cues.
So here's how it works for us. Step 1. You eat something delicious. That's a natural stimulus. Step 2. Your body has this amazing, positive, rewarding response. Step 3. Some neutral thing like a brand's logo or a fast food jingle gets paired with that food. And then, after this happens a few times, you get to step 4. The cue itself is enough to trigger the craving even when there's no food around. That jingle is now Pavlov's bell.
Okay, so our brains have been trained by a world that's just full of these cues. That sounds a little bleak, I know, but here's the good news. This is where it gets really interesting. Because this is a learned response, it means we can learn to step in and do something about it. We can actually start to rewire our own wants.
To put this to the test, scientists developed what they call the regulation of craving, or ROC task. They wanted to see if people could use simple mental tricks, cognitive strategies, to consciously turn down the volume on their response to tempting foods. And you know what they found? A resounding yes. They basically tested two simple approaches. The now strategy is kind of our default mode, right? We think about how amazing that brownie is going to taste right now. But the later strategy, this is the game changer. With this one, you intentionally shift your focus to the long-term consequences, like how eating it might make you feel later or how it affects your health goals. And get this isn't just wishful thinking. It causes a real, measurable change in your brain. When you use that later strategy, the parts of your brain responsible for planning and self-control light up. And in turn, they actually help quiet down the activity in your brain's reward centers. You are literally using your thinking brain to calm down your craving brain. How cool is that? It shows we have the power to regulate our own cravings. So let's translate this amazing science into some concrete, actionable strategies you can actually use every single day.
These 5 right here are total game changers. Planning ahead with meal prep means you're less likely to make an impulse decision. Swapping refined carbs for things with more fiber keeps you feeling full. Upping your protein can seriously reduce your appetite. Staying hydrated can stop you from thinking you're hungry when you're just thirsty. And of course, having a friend on the journey with you makes everything easier.
Let's just zoom in on that protein tip for a second. Part of the reason it works so well is because of something called the thermic effect of food, or TEF. Basically, it's the energy your body has to burn just to process what you eat. And protein has a much higher thermic effect, which means your body works harder and burns more calories digesting it compared to fats or carbs. Pretty neat, huh? And making these healthy choices doesn't have to be boring or a chore. I mean, just look at this stuff. Baked egg muffins, skinny turkey taco bowls. When you plan ahead and make food like this, the healthy choice becomes the easy choice.
It's all about setting yourself up for a win.
Now, managing cravings isn't just about the food you eat. It's about your overall well-being. And one of the most powerful tools we have for that is beautifully, wonderfully simple, just moving your body.
And here it is, the magic number. Just 30 minutes. That's it. Research shows that 30 minutes of walking on most days of the week is enough to unlock some major health benefits. And it doesn't have to be all at once. You can break it up into 3 10-minute walks. It's one of the most accessible things you can possibly do for your health.
And the payoff for that simple little habit? Oh, it is huge. We're talking better heart and lung fitness, stronger bones, a lower risk of really serious stuff like heart disease and stroke, reduced body fat. I mean, the list just goes on and on. It's an incredible return on investment for just a tiny part of your day.
And as you start building these new habits, please remember this crucial idea: non-scale victories. Success is not just a number on a scale. Do you have more energy? Are your clothes fitting a little better? Are you feeling happier? Those are real, meaningful wins, and it is so important to stop and celebrate them.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. We often talk about self-control like it's this fixed trait. You either have it or you don't. But all this science suggests that's just wrong. What if self-control is actually more like a muscle? It's not something you simply have, but it's something you build, one small smart choice at a time. Thanks for watching.